Hello students, let's do ratio and proportion exercise 7b. Exercise 7b is on page number 100 and we are with question 3. Find the third proportional of. Now the first question is 27 and 9. Here we have been given two quantities of a proportion. Now the third quantity is known as the third proportional. So 27 and 9 are the first and the second quantities. So let the third proportional or the third quantity be x. Now we say that 27, 9 and x are in continued proportion. Now when do we say that? We say that when 27 and 9, that is the first and the second quantities, let me write it down, form a ratio, that is 27 is to 9, when that is equal to the second quantity and the third quantity, 9 is to x. Okay, so let me repeat that again. We say that 27, 9 and x are in continued proportion when the ratio of the first and the second term is equal to the ratio of the second and the third term. Then we say that they are in continued proportion and this is the proportion that we get. Here 9 is called the mean proportional. It's a mean proportional because it is between the first and the third proportion. Now we have this. Now let's start working out with the help of this to find the value of x, and x is the third proportional. So here we follow the rule which says product of extremes should be equal to the product of means. So let's do that. So here we are going to multiply 27 into x. And this should be equal to product of means, which is 9 into 9. 27 into x means we're going to find the value of x, so we'll leave x here. And on the other side, we have 9 into 9, we'll leave it as it is. We're going to transpose as we do in linear equations. We're going to transpose 27 to the right-hand side. So there's multiplication on the left, here it becomes division. So now we have 9 into 9 divided by 27. Let's cancel. I can cancel 9 and 27. 9 ones are 9, 9 threes are 27. I can cancel 3 and 9 also. 3 ones are 3 and 3 threes are 9. So what do we have here? We have in the numerator we have 3 and in the denominator we have 1. That means x is equal to 3 by 1, which is 3. So we have found the value of x. X is equal to 3. And what did we say x is? We said x is the third proportional. So we have found the third proportional and the third proportional is 3. Question 2. Now here we have the first quantity 2 meter 40 centimeters and the second quantity is 40 centimeters. Now whenever we have two units like this and here we have only one unit, let's bring this also to 1 unit. So let's convert 2 meters 40 centimeters to centimeters because here also we have centimeters. So let's do that. So 2 meters and 40 centimeters. Now 1 meter is equal to, now this is centimeters, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 2 meters, that is this one, 2 meters will be equal to 200 centimeters. So this we have found that 2 meters is equal to 200 centimeters. Now what about 40 centimeters? It's already in centimeters, so we just have to add it up. So this becomes 200 plus 40 is 240 centimeters. So here we have 240 centimeters and here we have 40 centimeters. So we have the first quantity 240 centimeters, second quantity 40 centimeters, and we have been asked to find the third proportional. So let the third proportional be x. So now 240 centimeters, 40 centimeters and x are said to be in continued proportion. So these three quantities are said to be in continued proportion. When do we say that they are in continued proportion? When the first quantity and the second quantity form a ratio and that ratio is equal to the ratio formed by again the second quantity and the third quantity. So let's write that down. So that means what we are trying to say is 240 is to 40 should be equal to 40 is to x. Then we say that they are in continued proportion. So now we can use the formula which says product of extremes should be equal to product of means. So now this will become 240 into x. Product of extremes and product of means is 40 into 40. So now we are going to find the value of x. So we'll leave only x here. On the right hand side we have 40 into 40. Now this 240, let's transpose it. Remember we are doing linear equations here. We are transposing it to the right side. So there, since it's a multiplication on the left hand side, when it goes to the right it's going to become division, 240. Now let's see what we can cancel. I can cancel 1 0 and 1 0. That's it. I can't cancel any more zeros. Now I can cancel 4 and 24. 4 ones are 4 and 4 sixes are 24. So now what do we have? In the numerator we have 40 into 1, which is 40, and then we have 6 here. Now we can reduce this to the lowest term again. We can cancel both by 2. Let's cancel by 2. 2 threes are 6, then 2 twos are 4, and this 0, so that's 20. So what do we have here? We have 20 by 3, which is an improper fraction. So we'll convert it to a mixed number. So let's divide 20 by 3. So 3 sixes are 18 minus 10 minus 8 is 2. So here we have a mixed number 6, 2 by 3. So 20 by 3 is 6, 2 by 3. That means we have found the value of x. So x is equal to 6, 2 by 3, and this is the third proportion. The third proportional is 6, 2 by 3 centimeters. So let's write that down, 6, 2 by 3 centimeters. So this is our answer. Question 3. So again, here we have two quantities, 1.8 and 0.6. So let the third proportional be x. Now we say that 1.8, 0.6 and x are in continued proportion. So what do we mean by that? It means that the ratio formed by the first and the second quantity is equal to the ratio formed by the second and the third quantities. So let's write that down. So here we have 1.8 is to 0.6. Now this should be equal to 0.6 is to x. So now let's use the formula. Product of extremes should be equal to product of means. So what does that mean? It means that 1.8 into x will be equal to 0.6 into 0.6. So now let's find the value of x. X will be equal to 0.6 into 0.6, and this is divided by 1.8 because we have transposed it from the left hand side to the right hand side, because it's multiplication on the left. When it came here, it became division. Now let me try and cancel here. Now if I ignore the point, what does this number become? It becomes 6. If I ignore the point here, what does this become? It becomes 18. So 6 and 18 I can cancel, isn't it? So let me do that cancelling here by the side to show you. So 0.6 divided by 1.8. We're going to remove the point. So to remove the point, we have to multiply both by 10. Because why by 10? Because it will move by one place to the right, because there's 1 0 in 10. So now what do we have? We have 6 by 18. 6 by 18, we can reduce it to the lowest term, both by 6. 6 ones are 6, 6 threes are 18. So we got 1 by 3. So let's cancel here, 1 by 3. Now we can cancel these two also, 0.6 and 3 also. Now how do we do that? Let's do it the same way as we did here. So 0.6 by, here it is 3. Now you know how to divide a decimal number by a whole number, isn't it? So let's do that division here. So 0.6 divided by 3. So this will be 0, and then carry this point on top, and then we bring down the next number. We take the next number, that is 6. 3 2s are 6, and then 0. So now 0.2. So when you divide this, what do you get? 0.2. So we have cancelled this, and we get 0.2. So when you multiply the numerators, 1 into 0.2, you get 0.2, and the denominator is 1. So the value of x is 0.2, and our third proportional is 0.2. Now, if you are finding this multiplication and division difficult, let me show you another simpler way of doing it. Now, this is 0.6 into 0.6, isn't it? And in the denominator, we have 1.8. If you're finding the cancelling difficult, we'll do normal multiplication. Let's multiply these two numbers. So 0.6 into 0.6, when you multiply decimal numbers, you ignore the point and multiply. So that becomes 6 into 6. 6 sixes are 36, and then we go back and check the number of decimal places. 1 plus 1, 2. Our answer also should have 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, so we get 0.36. So the next step will be 0.36 divided by 1.8. So here, as you can see, the denominator is a decimal number. We have to make it a whole number. So this should become 18, and it can become 18 only if I move the point one place to the right. That means I have to multiply by 10. So if I multiply this by 10, this also by 10. So the point moves one place and comes here. Here it moves one place and comes here. So what do I have now? I have 3.6 divided by 18. So now I can do normal division. 3.6 divided by 18. Now take the first digit 3, it's small. So I need to put a 0. I carry this point on top and I take the next digit 6 along with it. And I read my number as 36. So 18 2s are 36. So minus 0. So we have got our quotient. Our quotient is 0.2 and it's the same as this answer, 0.2. So you can either do the cancelling the way I did it here, or if you find this difficult, you can do it this way and come and reach your answer. So we have found the third proportional. The third proportional is 0.2. Question 4. Here we have the first quantity and the second quantity. So let the third proportional be x. So we say that the first quantity, the second quantity and the third quantity are in continued proportion. So that means the ratio formed by the first quantity and the second quantity, that is 1 by 7 is to 3 by 14. This will be equal to the ratio formed by the second quantity and the third quantity. So now we can use the formula product of extremes equals product of means. So let's do that. Product of extremes will be 1 by 7 into x and product of means will be 3 by 14 into 3 by 14. So now we're going to find the value of only x. So here we're going to write 3 by 14 into 3 by 14 as it is. Now we are going to transpose this 1 by 7 to the right hand side. It's going to become division because it's multiplication here. So division when it comes to the other side, now we write it here, division by 1 by 7. So here let's work this out. Let's simplify. X is equal to 3 by 14. Now we need to work out this, isn't it? Because division has to be worked out first. So that means we write the first fraction as it is. Division changes to multiplication and we write the reciprocal of 1 by 7, 7 by 1. Now we can cancel 7 and 14. 7 1s are 7, 7 2s are 14. Now what is left? We have in the numerator 3 into 3. 3 3s are 9 and in the denominator we have 14 into 2. 14 2s are 28. So what do we have? X is equal to 9 by 28. And x we said is the third proportional. We said let the third proportional be x. So we have found the third proportional. The third proportional is 9 by 28. So we have got our answer 9 by 28. Question 5. Here again we have the first quantity and the second quantity. So let the third proportional be x. Now the first quantity, the second quantity and the third proportional will be in continued proportion. Okay, and in that case 1 by 6, that is the ratio formed by the first quantity and the second quantity, will be equal to the ratio formed by the second quantity and the third quantity. Now product of extremes is equal to product of means. So this will be 1.6 into x. This is equal to 0.8 into 0.8. So let's work this out. So this will be x equals 0.8 into 0.8, and we are going to transpose this 1.6 to the right hand side. That will become division, and that becomes 1.6 here. So now we're going to simplify this whole portion. We're going to simplify this whole portion to get our answer. So this will be x is equal to, now let's work out 0.8 into 0.8. So let's write that there, 0.8 into 0.8. Ignore the point and multiply, it becomes 8 8s are 64. Now there are two decimal places, isn't it? 1 plus 1. So your answer also must have 2. 1 plus 1. So the point comes here. So this is 0.64. Let's write it here. 0.64 divided by 1.6. So now we have to do this division. 0.64 divided by 1.6. As you can see, the divisor is a decimal number. We're going to make it a whole number by multiplying it by 10, because the point needs to move only one place. So here also by 10. So here the point moves one place and comes here. Here it moves one place and comes there. So what do we have now? We have 6.4 divided by 16. So let's do that division. Let's divide 6.4 by 16. So the first number is 6, which is smaller than 16. So we put a 0 and carry that point up. Now our number is 64. 16 4s are 64. So minus, we get 0. So we have found the value of x, and x is 0.4. So let's write that down here. X is equal to 0.4. And what is x? X is the third proportional. So our third proportional is 0.4. Question 4. Find the mean proportional between 16 and 4. So let's start by saying, let the mean proportional be x. That means 16, x and 4, okay, are in continued proportion. So here x is the mean proportional. And what is the mean proportional? That is the term that comes between the first and the third terms. So this is the mean proportional. And we are saying that they are in continued proportion. So in that case, 16 is to x. 16 is to x will be equal to x is to 4. Now we have to solve and find the value of x. So how do we write that? We say 16 product of extremes. So 16 into 4. 16 into 4 is equal to product of means, that is x into x. Okay, so I'm going to bring the x to the left side. So x into x is x to the power of 2. There are 2. And on the other side, we have 16 into 4. That is, I've not changed the question here. I've just interchanged the sides. I brought this here to the left side and I brought this to the right side. This is simply to make my working easier. Now, x square is 16 into 4. That is, x square is equal to 16 into 4 is 64. But we only need to find the value of x, and that is the square root of 64. Now this is something you have not studied. You will be studying next year, but we will do a little basic thing here. Let's find out the square root of 64, and that's a very easy way to find out. Now 64, let's find all the prime factors of 64. Okay, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Then you continue again with 2. 2 1s are 2, but there's 1 left, so we put 1 there, it becomes 12. 6 2 6 are 12, that means 2 into 16 is 32. Then you continue. 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, and 2 1s are 2. Now let's take all these numbers. That is, we're going to write down all the prime factors of 64. Let's count how many 2s there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's write that down. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now, since this is a square root, square means we're going to take only 2. Okay, that is, we are going to put them in groups of 2. Square root means put them in groups of 2. See, I have grouped them into 2. So inside each group, there are 2 numbers, isn't it? Now from that, we are going to take out only one number. I'm going to take only 1, 2 into, from here I'm going to take 1, 2. From each pair I'm going to take 1. From here I'm going to take 1. So now what do I have? 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. That means the square root of 64 is 8. So this is how we find the square root. So here we said x is the square root of 64 and we just found out that the square root of 64 is 8. So let's write that answer. So square root of x is 8. And how do we know 8 is the answer? Now what is the square of 8? So 8 square is 8 into 8. 8 8s are 64. So did we get back this number? Yes, we got back 64. So the square root of 64 is 8 and the square of 8 is 64. So now we found the value of x, and what is x? That is the mean proportional. The mean proportional is 8. So we've got our answer to the first question. The mean proportional is 8. Question 2, 3 and 27, and we have to find the mean proportional. So let the mean proportional be x. So in that case, 3x and 27 are in continued proportion. X is the mean proportional because it comes between the first and the third terms. So since they are in continued proportion, we say that 3 is to x will be equal or is in proportion to 3 is to 27. Now let's solve now. So here we have product of extremes is equal to product of means, that is 3 into 27 are the extremes. So 3 into 27 is equal to product of means, that is x into x, x into x. So now I'm going to bring x into x this side. Now x into x, so that is x to the power of 1 into x to the power of 1. When it's multiplication, we add the powers, isn't it? So it becomes x to the power of 1 plus 1, which is x to the power of 2. X to the power of 2 is equal to 3 into 27. So now let's solve for x. First, let's write x square is equal to, how much is 3 into 27? Let's multiply. 27 into 3. 3 sevens are 21, carry 2. 3 2s are 6, plus 2 is 7, 8, 81. So x square is 81. That means x is equal to the square root of 81. So now we're going to find the square root of 81. So that means we're going to find the prime factors of 81. So here 81 is not divisible by 2. Is it divisible by 3? Add up the digits. 8 plus 1 is 9. So it's divisible by 3. So let's start with 3. Now here we have 8, 3 2s are 6. So let's write that there. 3 2s are 6. Now 7, 8. So there is 2 left. So that becomes 21. So 3 7s are 21. Now we have 27. It's divisible by 3. 3 9s are 27. Remember, we are looking for the prime factors. So I'm going to use only prime numbers. 3 3s are 9. And again 3 1s are 3. So now we have found all the factors of prime factors of 81, that is 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. And we are finding the square root. Square means 2. So we're going to put them in groups of 2. So there should be 2 numbers inside and the same numbers. So I have 2 3s there in both. So now I'm going to take 1 from each pair. 1 3 from here, and from the other one I'm going to take 1 3. Okay, you take 1 from each. So now 3 3s are 9. That means the square root of 81 is 9. So here we've got the answer. X is equal to 9. Now how do we know if 9 is correct? Now square root, here we said square root is 9. How do we know if 9 is correct? Square of 9 should be 81. That means if I say 9 square, what is this? 9 into 9, and how much is that? 81. So square root of 81 is 9 and the square of 9 is 81. This is just for you to understand. So we have found the value of x. X is equal to 9. So what have we found? We have found the mean proportional, and the mean proportional is 9. So this is our answer. Question 3, 0.9 and 2.5. So let's begin by saying let the mean proportional be x. That means 0.9, x and 2.5 are in continued proportion and x is the mean proportional. So when they are in continued proportion, what does that mean? It means that 0.9 is to x. This ratio is in proportion to x is to 2.5. Now we have to look for the product of extremes and the product of means. So what do we have here? So product of means, let me write first x into x. X into x is equal to product of extremes, which is 0.9 into 2.5. So x into x is x square, and here 0.9 into 2.5. So let's take that 0.9 into 2.5. This is multiplication of decimals. Ignore the point and multiply, so that becomes 25 into 9. 9 5s are 45, carry 4. 9 2s are 18, plus 4 is 22. We have 225. Go back to the question, look for the decimal places 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 decimal places. Our answer also should have 1, 2 decimal places. So this becomes 2.25. 2.25. So x square is 2.25. That means x will be equal to square root of 2.25. So this is how we write square root. Square root of 2.25. Now to find the square root of 2.25, we're going to first put it in the form of a fraction. That means we're going to say that x is equal to the square root of, now 2.25, I'm going to remove the point and write 225. Like I said, I'm going to put it in the form of a fraction. Now here, 2.25, there are two decimal places, isn't it? 2 and 5 after the point. That means our denominator will be 1 followed by 2 zeros, because we have two places here. So we have to find the square root of 225 by 100. First, let's find the square root of 225. That means we're going to find the prime factors of 225. This is divisible by 5. 5 fours are 20, but this is 22. So we'll put 2 left there, 25 now. 5 fives are 25. Continue with 5, 5 nines are 45. Now let's use 3. 3 threes are 9. Again continue with 3. 3 ones are 3. So now we have found the prime factors of 225, which is 5 into 5 into 3 into 3. So now since we're finding the square root, of 225, we have to put these numbers in pairs of 2. That is, we're going to have two same numbers, 5 into 5 and 3 into 3. Next step is we remove 1 from each pair. So that is 5 into, and from this pair we remove a 3. 5 threes are 15. So we have found the square root of 225. That is 15. So let's write it here. So here we found 15 in the numerator. Now we have to find the square root of 100. So let's do it the same way. Let's write 100 and find all the prime factors of 100. Remember to use only prime numbers. So 5 let's use. 5 twos are 10, 0. Then we have 20. 5 fours are 20. Now we can use 2. 2 twos are 4, and again 2 ones are 2. So we have found the prime factors of 100, and that is 5 into 5 into 2 into 2. Now since we are finding the square root of 100, we are going to put them in pairs of 2. Okay, 2 each. Now we're going to remove 1 from each pair. So this is 5 into, now here we have 2. 5 twos are 10. That means the square root of 100 is 10. So that we can write here as the denominator. So here we have found the value of x. X is equal to 15 by 10. Now 15 by 10, we can write it as a decimal number. Write only 15 outside. Now look at the denominator. 10 has 1 0. That means 15 should have one decimal place. So I can put my point here. So what is my number now? 1.5. So I have found my mean proportional, and the mean proportional is 1.5. So this is my answer. Question 4. Here we have 0.6 and 9.6. So let's begin by saying, let the mean proportional be x, then 0.6, x and 9.6 are in continued proportion. So what does that mean? That means 0.6 is to x, the ratio here is in proportion with x is to 9.6. Now here the product of extremes, let's use that formula. Product of extremes is equal to product of means. So since we have to find the value of x, we'll write x first. So x into x is equal to 0.6 into 9.6. So what is this equal to? X into x is x square. X square is equal to, now let's multiply and find the value of 0.6 into 9.6. So ignore the point, it becomes 6 into 96 or 96 into 6. 6 6 are 36, carry 3. 6 9s are 54, plus 3 is 57. Now let's go back to the question. There's one decimal place here and one here. So totally 2. Our answer also should have 2, 1, 2 and the point. So that is 5.76. So x square is 5.76. That means if we have to find the value of x, that is going to be the square root of 5.76. And again, a 5.76, if you're going to make it a fraction, because this is a decimal number, to find the square root, it's easier when it becomes a whole number. So if we have to make this a whole number, then we write 576. And remember, the decimal place has moved, the point has moved 2 places. So our denominator will have 2 zeros. So this is 576 by 100. That means x is equal to the square root of 576 by 100. So let's find the squares, the prime factors of 576 and 100. So now we're going to find the value of x here by finding the square root of 576 and 100. So now let's find all the prime factors of 576. Let's begin with 2. 2 2s are 4, but this is 5, so there's 1 left, that becomes 17. 2 8s are 16, again there's 1 left, so 16. 2 8s are 16. Then continue, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 4s are 8. Again we can continue, 2 7s are 14, 2 2s are 4. So now we divide this again by 2. 2 3s are 6 and then there's 1 left, that's 12. 2 6s are 12. Now we divide 36 by 2. 2 into 18 is 36. Now we divide 18 by 2. 2 9s are 18. Now we carry on with 3. 3 3s are 9 and 3 1s are 3. So now what are all the prime factors of 576? So here we have all the 2s and 3s. Let's do it here. Let's do the pairing here. So here we have paired up these 2 and here again 2 again, 2 and then the 3s. Now let's take one from each. 2, 2, 2 and 3. So let's write that down here. So what do we have there? 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So how much is this? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24. So the square root of 576 is 24. So let's write it down here. So that is 24 by, now we have to find the square root of 100. So let's do that. Let's find all the prime factors of 100. Starting with 5. 5 2s, we'll take this. 5 2s are 10 and then 0, 20. Then we have 20 there. So 5 4s are 20. Now we have to take 2. 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2. So the square root of 100 will be, now here also let's pair it up here. We're pairing up the 2 5s and the 2 2s. Take one from each, 5 and 2. So this will be 5 into 2. So the square root of 100 is 10. So let's write that here. So 24 by 10. Now x is equal to 24 by 10. Let's make 24 by 10 a decimal number. Now how do we do that? Write the numerator as a whole number. Now look at the denominator. There is 10 which has 1 0. That means our answer should have one decimal place. So this is one digit from the left, from the right we are moving to the left. So one place and then put a point. So now we have 2.4. So 24 by 10 is 2.4 and now we have found the value of x, that is 2.4, and x we know is the mean proportional. So let's write our answer. The mean proportional is 2.4. So this is our answer. Question 5, 1 by 4 and 1 by 16. So let's begin. Let the mean proportional be x. So 1 by 4, x and 1 by 16 are in continued proportion. That means 1 by 4 is to x. This ratio is equal to x is to 1 by 16. Now let's see the product of extremes and the product of means. So I'm going to write the product of means first, that is x into x. I'm just doing this to make it easier for us to work out our sum. Product of extremes is 1 by 4 into 1 by 16. So here x into x is x square and this is equal to 1 by 4 into 6 or 16, 4 into 16 or 16 fours are 64. So if x square is 1 by 64, then x will be equal to the square root of 1 by 64. Now let's find the square root of 1 by 64. Now 1, the square root of 1 is only 1 because 1 into 1 will still give you 1. The square root of 64 is what we're going to find out. Let's find all the factors of 64, prime factors. 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Now we have 32. 2 into 16 is 32. Then you continue. 2 8s are 16. 2 4s are 8. 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2. So we can pair it up here itself. So put it into groups of 2. So there's one group, another group, another group. Take one from each group, 2, 2 and 2. So the square root of 64 is 2 into 2 into 2. And how much is that? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So the answer here is 8. Okay, so here let's go back to our answer here. So x is equal to 1 by 8. Right, so now we have found our mean proportional. The mean proportional is 1 by 8. So this is our final answer. We will stop with this for now, children. In our next video, we will continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.